Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Guapish. This is episode 6. Joining me, as always, is Nico.
Hello there, everybody. It's me, recording from in the closet this time. I promise you, I will be having no more than 4 peaks of audio this time around. I can make you sure of that, boy.
Make you sure of that. Okay, and also joining us, like last time, Dylan.
Hey, what up?
Very good.
Yeah.
And then joining us for the very first time / the third time, it's Hunter.
You guys have done 6 episodes of this?
This is the 6th one, but that's including the first 2.
Yeah, but... Alright, fair enough. That would make sense if it included the first 2. Hey, I was in those. You take it back.
Right. So today, we decided to do a fun little topic. What we're doing is we're rewriting Star Wars Episode 7 because the sequels are awful and bad, and we're seeing if we can make something better because we're just that great.
Yeah, this is information that the people have already gotten from the initial rolling credits, whatever thing.
I don't even
The Star Wars
know
intro.
what you're talking.
The Star Wars intro.
Right.
They told me to
mean?
create Tanner. You asked me, you begged me on my knees to slave away and create
Okay,
that,
so
and
you
you
literally
forgot?
did not understand what I was saying to you. I was saying, write an opening scroll, and I meant for, like, your own personal script that you're writing.
Oh.
You're a fucking moron.
There's a lot
Tanner,
of hostility in this room.
Tanner, why would I only make it for mine?
We're each making one for each of ours.
Wait,
it's
what?
how every Star Wars movie starts.
Wait, what? We're
So
all
have
making
an
one?
opening scroll for your movie.
Why would
I'm
we all
gonna-
make one?
I'm gonna scream.
That doesn't make
Nico.
any sense.
Why? How does it not make sense? You gotta intro your own movie.
To be fair, I didn't even do one, so there's that.
I know you're gonna freestyle it. We get to see how creative you are.
Very.
I animate
As
the
you
whole
all can
scroll
tell,
and everything, Tanner.
there were some communication errors here. Entirely Nico's fault.
Oh, entirely Tanner's fault. Are you kidding me? He
Entirely
sucks at
Nico.
communicating.
I want you, when you're editing this and you're hearing me right now, I want you to throw up the text messages. Let's see what they think. Let's see which of them, which of us they agree with.
You're gonna leak the text messages like that?
Yeah, we're
documents?
put out the receipts. That's something people say.
We kept all the receipts.
The initial misunderstanding we had was that you thought we were just gonna freestyle a script all together,
Yeah,
like
of
all
course.
make one script, which just seems confusing and bad. Which is why we're actually gonna do it right now for just a couple minutes. We're gonna work together to create the worst Star Wars movie
Now
imaginable.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we'll do it just bullet point style. We don't need to like make a cohesive plot or anything. The first thing I'm gonna say is the dialogue is exclusively the line, "I've got a bad feeling about this," but in like different tones. That's what every single character says.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
I would like to add that the main character is not Jar Jar Binks, but probably like a second cousin to him.
Right. It's
Can it just be revealed that Rey is a second cousin of Jar Jar Binks?
Rey pulls off a mask and she's like a jar. What are they? A Gungan underneath?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, she's like, they're like, "What is your name?" And you're like, and she's like, "Ray Binks." It's Ray Binks.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like that idea. I mean, I hate it, but you know what
Is
I
this
mean.
before or after they make love?
It could be during.
There are in-depth sex scenes in this Star Wars,
Obviously.
but it's always between really unattractive characters, or it comes off as extremely non-consensual.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
That sounds pretty cool to me.
Can droids have sex?
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
droid sex in this one. R2-D2 and C-3PO get married.
R2-D2
Oh,
has mad rape vibes, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I mean, yeah,
It's
it's
true.
a little- Come on,
He
Tanner.
just,
like
you
every
see the way
fire
he
hydrant.
pokes that thing around?
Yeah. Those sounds he makes?
He has no regard for other people.
Oh, wait, I got a good one. Han Solo can use the Force.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay,
You can already
okay.
use the Force, Tanner. Come on.
Everyone has the Force inside of them.
Yeah.
Chewbacca learned how to speak English.
But he also lost an arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's missing an arm, he can speak English. They introduce Chewbacca being able to speak English by, like, it's like the camera is close up on his mouth, and he's like, man, I'm tired. Like, it's a yawn fake.
Oh, God, yeah. Hey, that's just great movie right there.
Oh, man. Good stuff.
I think C-3PO also loses both his legs, so they have to wheelchair him around.
Like a war vet.
What if R2-D2 is
like
the
Lieutenant
wheelchair?
Dan?
Wait, that's a good idea, Dylan. R2-D2 is the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Now that-
It's a fusion.
But R2-D2 obviously doesn't want to be the wheelchair, so he's just very passive-aggressive the whole movie.
Yeah.
With his beeps and his boobs.
His beeps and his boops.
Wait, what if his beeps and his boops are just, like, censoring language that they don't want us to hear, so he's, like, every, like, 2 words is a curse word, but it's all beeped and booped out.
There we go, yeah.
Isn't that what they did in, like, the
R2-D2 is also-
Family Guy version or some shit?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I don't know.
He's also voiced by Owen Wilson.
Beep, boop, pop, wow, pop.
And he will throw some
Wow,
wows
beep.
in there.
Wow!
Replace all the sound effects in the movie with just people making the noises themselves, so you got all the blasters that are going pew, pew, pew,
Yes.
pew.
Beautiful.
Yes, that's perfect.
Just some
Yes.
great Foley work.
Hollywood.
Yeah, I use the word
I
Foley.
don't know.
What's up?
I don't even know what you're talking
Oh,
about right
wow. Am I smarter than Tanner?
Okay.
The world thinks so.
I mean, I'm starting to believe.
He's starting to
now.
believe.
Ooh. Okay,
Get
so
him
like,
there.
you know how in the prequels all of the different alien species were just like racist stereotypes? They really double down on that in this one.
Oh no.
Like they meet like a race of alien. They meet a race of aliens that are just like gorillas that are sagging their pants or something.
Oh
like
my
just something
God,
really
no.
egregious.
Oh god. Oh no.
They're like, how is this allowed?
Oh my God.
I mean, it's fine. It
But
probably
aliens.
could be.
And then one of
Yeah.
the kids says, this isn't pod racing anymore.
It's pretty good.
This
I
is
like
no
it.
longer pod race. There's one of the side characters is like Mace Windu's son named Chase Windu, played by Michael B. Jordan.
Thank you. I
Nice.
really appreciate that you said Michael B. Jordan there, because that's the only person that should be taking that role.
Right, yeah.
That's
Well,
him.
I think we've made a pretty awful film, but
Yeah.
let me tell you, I already came up with how it ends, and I think it's pretty perfect.
Go ahead.
So,
Okay.
obviously the Emperor is back, because
Why not?
how could it be a Star Wars movie without the Emperor?
Yeah.
Alright.
And
how
Chase
much of
Windu,
his body is left?
maybe he's just like
No,
like
wait.
a head.
I'm gonna
or
stop
something.
you right there. Head
Wait,
only,
wait.
but he's in a robot like Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Ooh,
Okay. Yes.
yes.
That's perfect. So yeah. So Robo Emperor and Chase Windu and Rey are facing off. They're at the edge of a carbonite pit. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chase Windu is just looks at him. He squints his eyes and then says, "I have a bad feeling about this." And then he he pushes him into the pit. So the Emperor gets frozen in carbonite, and they like launch him out the window or whatever. And so he's flying through space, and we're watching him fly through space. And he flies really close to the sun, and it seems like it's doing something, but then he keeps going, and then he lands on a planet, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is Earth in 2015.
Oh my.
A guy wearing like a wife beater with the Confederate flag on it
Nice.
unmelts the Emperor. But whoa, being so close to the sun, it has tanned his skin and blonded his hair. That's right, the Emperor is now Donald Trump, and that's how the movie ends. And then it just the credits roll, and it's just like a quote that says something like no matter how long ago or how far away, say no to bigotry, Yoda.
That's pretty good.
Interesting.
I like that.
Interesting.
Nice.
Because if there's one thing I know is that Earth has the technology to uncarbonate someone.
Well, there's just like a control panel on the side of the thing, you know?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a line where like he unfreezes and the guy's like, who are you? And he's like, I'm the Emperor. And he's like, wow, you know, if you rearrange them letters, it spells Donald Trump.
That's not. The Emperor's just stood They're like, that's not accurate at all, but okay.
And it's just like, if you're an emperor, that means you're gonna run for president? And then they look at the camera, boom, credits.
And then he goes, you fired, and then shoots him.
You fired. And then he zaps him.
He just kills him right there.
This doesn't make any sense.
Oh my.
And then they pull a voice clip of Donald Trump saying the words ultimate in power.
China.
Anyway, that's the worst Star Wars movie ever. We did it.
Boom! There you go.
Worst.
Alright.
Who wants to go first?
Tanner, would you like to kick things off?
I'd like to end, since mine's gonna be the best.
That's what you think. You have respect for the source material, and that will be your downfall, Tanner. So, Hunter,
Yeah.
would you like to kick things off then?
Okay, yeah, I can do that. Let me just...
Nice.
Alright, so it's a pretty...
Alright, so here, Hunter, I want you to do an opening scroll.
I don't know if I have an opening scroll, dude. I was just gonna explain the plot real quick.
I would like to say, I did bring up the text receipts, Tanner. All you state is, one thing we should do is have an opening scroll. That is it. An opening scroll. That implies a singular, Tanner.
Yeah, but
It does
we
not
imply
say
it's a
I'm with
multiple.
Nico
No.
on this one. And not
Yeah.
just because I'm against Tanner at most things.
You do not say we should each have an opening scroll for our ideas, Tanner. You just say we should have an opening scroll.
I guess I don't understand why we would have an opening scroll for the episode.
Yeah, that makes sense, because it's a Star Wars episode, so you'd have an opening scroll, because it's themed.
Yeah,
I don't.
that makes perfect sense.
Welcome back to Guapish, guys.
I mean, since you fucking made it already, I guess we're just gonna include it. But...
Oh, hell yeah, we are,
That's
Tanner.
not very reluctant. He's very reluctant about that. Fine,
I was
use
gonna-
your opening scroll.
I was gonna include it either way.
Okay,
I respect that.
let's hear your
All right.
your episode 7 rewrite, Hunter.
Give me a sec. I gotta
You
get
got
Yeah.
this, my
I gotta
boy.
get this bit down.
He's got to get the creativity flowing.
All right.
See, he's designing a masterful joke and then making like a solid 10 to 15 minutes of lead up to it.
He's currently just
I don't-
smashing
lead
up
up-
a lot of
Yeah.
I
Adderall.
don't think it'll be that long, but
The lead up isn't funny, but
none of it will
like
be
most
funny.
comedy.
But in my brain, it is. So that's what matters.
Gotcha.
Okay, so there's
Yeah.
there's this dude, right?
Yeah.
This young dude who's a bounty hunter, okay, and
Mhm.
he's been going around with these guys,
Yeah.
and they're just going around stealing stuff,
What-
doing
what are-
whatever they
what are
want.
the guys like?
I can't give you too much, but they're like,
Okay.
they're not like they're pretty much scumbags, you know.
Yeah.
And they're the bad boys, and they just go around stealing
okay.
stuff, doing like guns for hire, stuff like that. But he finds out about this like mystical artifact, so he goes and he's on this planet, and he's trying to go get it, right? And he's searching.
Mhm.
There's this slight little montage of him just like searching around. He's kind of grooving a little bit, you know how it is, but he's just doing his thing, right?
Hang on, Hunter is.
Yeah, I think.
What?
No, hold on. Let him keep going.
Okay, yeah,
Alright,
go
Let
on,
him keep
Hunter.
going. Let's hear him out.
Okay, and then he finds out that this other person got sent to get that artifact too.
Yeah.
And it's this chick, right? But like she's super badass, right? Kind of
Yeah,
hot
as all
too, if
women
I'm
are.
being honest.
As
and
and I.
while he's searching for it, she comes and she like attacks him and like tries to take it from him. Okay, but like it's crazy because next there's these two other guys that tried to get this same artifact, right? It's like
Yeah,
this.
like, bro, one of them's a tree? What's up with that?
No. What's no? It's like he's more like Rudy. It's not like
Okay.
it's like Bark, I guess. I don't know. It's not, I wouldn't
I
What
thought
do
say
you
meant-
mean by Rudy?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought you
no.
meant Rudy is in the football player.
it is Rudy. No. And then
It's
there's
Rudy.
also he has a companion. It's like a not like a rat,
Like
but
some
Like a
kind
really
of
big
vermin.
chipmunk.
like a I don't know,
Like a
squirrel?
woodchuck.
Yeah, a woodchuck, something like that. And they're all like fighting and trying to get this orb right, and like the police get called on them, right? So they all get captured. It's crazy. So they take him to this.
You know what's really fun is I actually have never seen this movie, so like this is pretty new information to me.
Have you never? Well,
I've never seen it.
Coming up with
Yeah,
it right
yeah, no,
now.
This is Hunter's
obviously.
idea, so none of us have seen this film before.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
The
I-
world premiere.
yeah, so they're captured and they get taken to this high security prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
and there's a bunch of just like thugs and stuff there, just like giving them the side eyes and stuff like that, trying to cause trouble.
Giving them the business.
They met this one guy that's like just this big beefy guy that's like, you know, the muscle around there, and they try to recruit him to help them escape, right?
Yeah.
So they plan this whole thing where they start this big prison fight, and everyone's fighting and the guards are going crazy, and then they break into the control room and they're trying to break out of there, right? Also, they steal a dude's leg. Not that it's important, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they finally break out of the prison, right? And I forget what also happens in the movie. Give me a second.
Sometimes you get lost in the sauce and you don't know where your own ideas go.
I was mixing a couple things up, but it's fine.
Yeah. There's something about a dude with a big hammer. I remember that at least.
Yeah, big
from
hammer
what
dude.
He wants
like a lightsaber hammer though.
Yeah, but he wants like this mystical stone that like gives like unlimited power. It's crazy. Like like
the Force Stone.
Yeah, Force Stone.
This guy's a Sith, yeah?
Yeah, he's a Sith. He's not a very good guy. He just wants to destroy things. But basically, it leads up to them grouping together, you know, this ragtag group of guys, like, and they just get together and they just fight this dude and they beat him, and it's just dope, you know?
Yeah.
And then it ends, and then it's just like
the end.
No, I was thinking more like hooked on a feeling.
That's pretty fitting for Star Wars.
Just like a different, like, because you don't really expect that from like a space movie. But I was thinking, like, we can make it like a backstory with the main guy. Like, he's secretly from Earth, but he doesn't know it.
Gotcha.
But he has this Walkman, right? It's crazy, and he has this playlist. And it's just like a bunch of Earth music, and then like it gets stolen during the movie. And he's like really mad about it, but like I don't know, that'd just be funny, you know?
I mean, that does make perfect sense.
Yeah, you know what I really like about this movie? It doesn't like go crazy on like the Jedi or the Force stuff, because I think that's where a lot of the movies go wrong. Because like, you know, Star Wars' world is so interesting that we don't need to focus on the Jedi all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new Star Wars movie for a new generation. Like, a Walkman, it takes place a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. The Walkman's pretty old. That's from, like, the 80s or something, man.
Also, the tree guy only says, "I am Groot," but that's beside the point.
Gotcha.
Okay. It's a fun bit of characterization. Does he ever... Is there, like,
he's like
a
the
very
Chewbacca
impactful moment where he says something slightly different? It's like, wow, he does care.
Well, when they're trying to, like, fight the guy, and then, like the tree gets, like, murked on, right? And it's really sad.
Yeah.
And then he just... Hey, where's the gabagoo? No. Yeah, that's the movie.
Nice.
Where's the gabagoo? Okay. Well, I can't wait. Yeah.
Nice.
I can't wait to see that one in theaters. Nico?
Yeah.
During that, when Hunter said a bad group of guys, that reminded me that you have to remind me of something.
Yes, of course. Do you want me to remind you of that during your thing?
Please remind me right now.
Okay. Hey, Tanner. What's the deal with the Bad Batch?
Okay, so let me tell you guys about the new Disney Plus show, The Bad Batch.
Are we reviewing that right now?
Huh?
Are we reviewing that right now?
I'm reviewing it because I've been watching it.
Whoa, I watched it too. So what?
Okay, so you can. I'll give my points, and then you can either agree or counter.
Is there more than one episode?
There's 6 episodes.
Oh,
the 6th one came out yesterday.
I lied. I've only seen the first one.
Okay. Well, okay.
Nice.
The Bad Batch is terrible. It's garbage. I hate it. And here's why. The Bad Batch guys, the group of clones with like genetic defects and they're all quirky and whatever, cool, fun. We can do interesting stuff with that. They have a cool group dynamic. They're cool. The Bad Batch are cool. But then in either episode 1 or 2, they have this child join them. Yeah. It's a child clone. It's a girl, and it's just following them around on their adventures. It's annoying, and I hate this child. They ruin everything they're in. They shouldn't be in the show at all because they make everything stupid.
But she's just like them, Tanner.
She's just like them.
And in episode 6. they do something even more egregious. Maybe not. Maybe a little less egregious, but I'm still like, what? They had two characters stop by, special characters from like one of the other movies / shows. Nico,
Yeah.
do you want to guess who these two characters that they had swing by and say, hey, look, these people are in the Bad Batches? That would have me so incensed.
Would it be the random girls that Ahsoka like met up with and became
It
pals
is
with?
the random girls that had that little adventure with Ahsoka in the final season of the Clone Wars that I hated. Those characters are stupid. They're dumb. They shouldn't have. They're in the bad. Why? It doesn't make any sense. Those characters suck. The kid sucks. Just let the Bad Batch run around and do mercenary shit. They're cool. Let them be cool. We don't need to add in a child character. They literally are like fucking murdering people. And Disney says, well, we gotta put a child in there. We gotta make this is for children.
Oh my.
And it is for children, but children can handle cool stuff.
Yeah.
Why are children so lame now? Children are losers. I hate children. Wow. They fucking suck.
Wow.
And that's my review of the Bad Batch.
One counterpoint. The main guy's name is also Hunter, and he's super dope, so...
Mm-hmm. He is pretty cool.
That's all I got. I just feel well represented.
Yeah, Tanner, here's the thing, though. The child, pretty cute, very marketable, okay?
Nico's into lollies.
Come on.
I mean, I guess you're not... But, like, who's gonna buy a fucking Omega action figure, you know?
No comment.
She doesn't... It's not until episode 6 that they give her a weapon, even.
Can she do a backflip?
And for some reason, the weapon they give her is, like, this weird, like... laser bow and arrow?
Oh, it's not even a gun?
No, it's like a bow and arrow, and it works like you know how Pit fires arrows in Smash Brothers, where he just pulls thin air and there's an arrow there? It works like that.
Well, well, that's another counterpoint. That's super dope.
I was about to say, that sounds pretty cool on my part.
Tanner.
I mean, if I don't know, if we're on a cool character, maybe it'd be cool, but no.
Yo, Star Wars is just making a Katniss Everdeen 2.0. What do you mean?
Yeah, and Katniss was hot.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I so desperately wish Star Wars were good, you know.
Yeah, well,
it's got something going for it, but alas.
It really does. Like, Mandalorian's good.
That's true.
Rogue One is good.
That's true.
Neither of those have Jedi in them.
I mean, Rogue One is good, like halfway in, it gets good.
Rogue One does have Jedi in it.
I enjoy Rogue One the whole way through.
I did too. It's a good movie.
Darth Vader was at the end.
Yeah.
The original 3 movies are good. Force Awakens
original
is good.
3 might be a little generous, Tanner. The last one ain't so great.
You're not wrong, but I mean, compared to everything else.
Return of the Jedi is a classic, though. You can't take that away. My favorite is still
the Clone Wars TV show is good. Probably the best that Star Wars has to offer.
My favorite episode is still number 2. So
I don't remember what number 2 is. Is that the one with the rabbit robot?
What?
And the poison gas?
No, it's Attack of the Clones. He's
talking about movies as in episodes, not episode 2 of Clone Wars.
How would I remember specifically what episode 2 of the Clone Wars was about?
Maybe you're just that big of a fan.
Yeah, it left that big of an imprint on you.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, that episode's so good.
Yeah, the robot droid
someone,
was your sexual awakening.
Someone go look up what episode 2 of the Clone Wars was.
I got it. I'm the Jamie. I want to be Jamie.
Okay.
It's either that robot thing or it's like part 2 of the Battle of Christoph or whatever.
It might be that.
Christoph.
What's like the title of it? Season 1, Episode 2, Clone Wars.
Rising Malevolence.
That could be anything.
Rising Malevolence.
Wait,
what the heck? That's not what
that can't be true. Yeah, that's not... Rising Malevolence is...
Star Wars
is
The Clone Wars, Season 1, Episode 2.
Huh. I didn't know the Malevolence arc was literally how the show starts. Interesting. Okay. The Malevolence is a big ship that General Grievous has that sends out a massive EMP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all Star Wars fans.
Sure. We're about as enthusiastic about Star Wars as a rational human being can be. It's those irrational ones that worry me. Anyways, great idea, Hunter.
Yeah, I like it.
Who would like to go next?
Dylan, have you been able to formulate your thoughts yet? You got this?
I was gonna ask, do you guys want a serious plot or do you guys want a joke plot like Hunter?
Whoa.
Give us what you think
I
would
mean,
make...
I'm just. If we really want to math this out, if Hunter has a joke plot and Nico has a joke plot and I have a serious plot, you might as well throw a serious plot in there.
Did you
Alright,
expect
I'll give
me
this-
to come up with a serious plot?
I
That
mean,
seemed like your downfall.
I gave you, a week's notice and then you did nothing, so...
Did you expect anything else?
Did you, Tanner?
I
if you
I
did,
guess
that
I
was
just-
your fault.
Yeah, you're right. It's my fault for believing in people.
When have I ever
Especially
done
people like
anything?
my friends and family.
Your literal brother. Like, I even betrayed you.
Trust no one except myself, but then even... Okay, are we... Let's
Yeah.
hear let's hear something.
Alright.
got this done.
So,
Please.
the movie's called Force Awakens. So when I was thinking back on it, I was like, well, if you really want to dissect that, this should go back to like the beginning before the Force even existed, right? And so
Yeah.
Okay.
you just have this like there's always that origin group of people that like discover something new. Like that's just a staple in every movie. So
Interesting. So you're going a totally different direction. Instead of making a sequel, you're making the ultimate prequel.
Oh, yeah,
an
no.
origin story
Yeah.
of the Force itself.
yeah, I'm gonna do the whole time jump thing that movies like to do, where they're like, oh, we're going all the way back here in between movies or before a movie. That way, all the other stuff makes sense.
Interesting. Okay.
So we're gonna have a group of 4 people, right? And you're gonna have the obvious. There's the 2 good guys and the 2 bad guys. There's 2 viewpoints. 2 of them see the Force is being used for something that can help people, and 2 people that say like, oh, we can use the Force for ultimate power, and we
What
can.
are their names?
You're gonna have. Oh Jesus! You're gonna
Do
have
something really on the nose and like make 2 of them like something like yin and yang or something.
So one of them's gonna be Jin So Rang, and the other one's gonna be Ringo So, and then the other 2 are gonna be Jin and Ro.
And they're all Chinese because we need that mainland China movie money.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And so don't expect me to remember those names. I probably won't. I already forgot most of them.
I
Ringo.
think you should just make up names every time you forget. So.
Yeah, their
you
names
go.
their names change every time.
Yeah,
so
they're fluid like the Force
Yeah, so
or
John
something.
and Terry over here.
so they're just flying through space, because for whatever reason, space technology's already been invented this long ago. And
So I will say one thing in your favor there is it's actually canonical in Star Wars that no one knows how droids were created. They've just kind of always been around.
yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah, you can just have arbitrarily existing technology in Star Wars and no one will care.
yeah.
Exactly. That would be awesome.
So they were flying between one of the galaxy's largest suns, accompanied by a black hole that has just ruptured, and it was just a recently collapsed sun that has supernovaed, and the gravitational pull between the 2 had been just created. And so, there's a sun and the black hole that's kind of like fighting each other, creates this rift in the center. And they fly in between it, and that is where they discover the power that's inside of them, because the Force has always been inside people. But really, the Force between the sun and the black hole, like really brought it out of them. And so the 2 of them were more influenced by the sun's Force, which made them the good people. It brought out the good inside them. The 2 other people were heavily influenced by the black hole's Force, so that's why they're evil. And so, it's real subtle at first. They're kind of just like, oh man, this is amazing. Like, look at these powers. But then slowly developing over time. They're like visiting different planets because they're like a refugee support team or something, where their goal is to go around and perform deeds, whatever they might be. One could say they're like a mercenary group for hire, except mercenary might be too strong of a word and too direct.
Maybe they're like monks or something.
Yeah.
Or like just nomads or whatever.
Yeah, so they're
the speakers in Castlevania.
Yeah, there you go.
So they're going from planet to planet. They're doing jobs, not necessarily for money. They're helping people however they can. And while they're doing it, they're slowly but surely mastering this new power that they found, in which they called the Force, which is rightly named because of the Force between the sun and the black hole.
I love this origin story. I don't know. Am I crazy in saying it feels like sort of like Avatar, the way they explain like how the Avatar became to be?
That could be
Not in like the mechanics, just like the feel of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dylan has been heavily influenced by Avatar, so that would make sense.
Yeah, it was a good series.
Unlike Star Wars. Got him!
So,
except this one, of course.
After visiting many planets and performing different jobs, the two groups, which is now starting to form a rift, they just don't know it yet, is they're starting to be picking up on jobs more specifically attuned to their way of thinking. So the two people who were influenced by the sun obviously want to perform more good deeds, and then the people who were more influenced by the black hole want to perform more of the mercenary work, or where they're killing people or asserting power or whatever. And so, as their powers grow and their standpoints develop, they start to realize that, hey, this isn't going to work out if we're going to keep thinking this way. And so eventually, they reach this planet that's just in a huge civil war conflict. And so, they don't want to take sides right off the bat. They want to hear what both sides have to say, so maybe there could be a peaceful agreement. But obviously, there's the other people that are like, nah, we're just gonna pick a side. And then we're going to make sure that they win and they take control of the planet, and that way it's a simpler solution.
Yeah. And the two sides, they have flags, and one side has a flag with the same colors as Israel, and the other side has it's a flag with the same colors as Palestine.
George Lucas is known for his subtlety in his work.
So obviously, with that civil war, they really went at each other, and then they split, and then they were fighting this huge civil war. And unlike most civil wars, this one actually just wiped out the entire planet. Like, somehow, everybody managed to kill everybody, and the only people remaining was this group of people. And so they're standing on opposite ends of the battlefield, and they're basically like, all right, this is where our paths diverge, and we obviously need to take different routes here.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, so then they leave. They start establishing their own. I don't know what you want to call
Temples.
it. Basically, the Jedi and the Sith, whatever you want to call it.
Orders.
Yeah, they establish their own orders, and then they start teaching people like, oh, this power's been inside you all along, and they actually have, like, since they're because with most movies, since they're like the origin or the founders of this power, they actually have the ability to grant or pull out this power in other people, which is lost throughout time, as if it wasn't already obvious in the other Star Wars movies. And throughout that, towards the end of the movie, what ends up happening is they, somehow both sides and, the original people end up on this one planet because there was some weird, feeling they had that drew them to this planet. So not only was it a dark force that was a hidden power that nobody should have ever discovered, that really gave the Sith their dark side powers, because there's the Sith, for whatever reason, have an enormous amount more power than the Jedi do. But so unlocking their true potential, and then the Sith Lords gaining their additional power. It was also the planet where they discovered the crystals. I don't remember what they're called. The crystals that power the lightsabers. Kyber crystals. So this is the planet that was originally rich with kyber crystals, and so they're like, this is a strange crystal, but for whatever reason, I have there's a strange power emanating from it. And then from that point on, both sides were determined to create a technology that would only be used by the Sith and the Jedi to aid them in the fight against the other, because they were both determined from that point, after seeing each other on the planet and harvesting the crystals, and starting a war originally on that planet between the Sith and the Jedi, that they were going to use these weapons and this new power to eliminate the other, and then respective to their own rights, they each had their own goals. The Sith destroying the Jedi and ruling over the entire universe, and the Jedi destroying the Sith and letting everybody live in peace like everything was before. And that is, with some minor details, there's some plot building, there's some character development in the middle there somewhere. Yeah. Nothing really too big happens there. The Civil War conflict takes up a big chunk in the movie. But, after they raid that planet, it's that they develop the lightsaber technology, and then they move on to the next trilogy.
You're
and it freeze frames on them like stabbing each other or something.
You're looking for Jeddah as the planet you want.
Probably, yeah.
That's not.
That's the one in.
That was just a.
No, isn't that the
that
one?
was just a planet that has.
Was that not the one where all the crystals were found first? I thought that's what they said in Rogue One.
No. I don't think that was the first one where crystals were found. It's just a planet that had a lot of crystals.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, what up, Nico?
Where's the marketable characters, though? Where's your Baby Yoda? Where's the Porg? Where's Baby Yoda?
See, so here's the thing. I am not going to have this movie heavily rely on one character. They're just going to have to, appreciate the group mentality, and then they're just going to have to pick a favorite because nobody is favorable and nobody is powerful, so therefore they really have to make their own decisions here.
Listen, it doesn't matter. We already established that all the characters are Chinese. We're relying on the vanity of the Chinese people to sell this movie.
There you go. Come on, Tanner. Come on. Be better.
It's not...
Oh, apparently kyber crystals are...
they're like alive, aren't they? Isn't that the thing?
Kyber crystals are rare force-attuned crystals that grew naturally and are found on scattered planets across the galaxy, including the planet Lum, where Jedi Padawans would come as part of their rite of passage to build their lightsabers.
Mm-hmm.
See, that makes it even... I even forgot about that detail. That makes my movie even more tuned because it's the original planet where they originally founded the lightsabers.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's not related to your plot. I think that's a great movie. Is it ever explained? I know it's not in the movies, but how Chancellor Palpatine snuck into the Senate even though he was a bad guy?
He was born, I think, on Alderaan, and he was a senator first, and then they voted him into it.
Yeah, but how do you become evil?
He just was always evil. Yeah, I don't know. He's a Sith.
I think we need some backstory on Mr. Palp.
I almost guarantee you there's a comic book for that.
Yeah, I mean,
probably,
yeah, but I can't read.
That's fair.
It's okay. It's a comic book. You don't need to know how to read.
Hunter, if you can't read, how do you read the opening scroll of Star Wars?
I don't know.
How do you know what's going on?
If I can't...
He just sits there and starts clapping.
If I can't read, then how can I do this ad read right now? Hey guys, this episode's brought to you by Manscaped.
This episode's brought to you by BetterHelp.
With the all-new
This episode's brought to you by
4.0.
Raid Shadow Legends.
4th generation lawnmower trimmer with skin-safe replaceable ceramic blades, adjustable guard sizes 1 through 4, 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology, waterproof.
Do you even
wireless
need that many
charging
RPMs?
system, 600. It's travel lock too, and with the new perfect package.
It's travel lock too. Oh my
Hunter,
god!
Don't forget to talk about Dr. Carver's shave butter.
You can get the lawnmower.
My junk has never been smoother.
Weed whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the crop preserver, which is an anti-chafing ball deodorant, crop reviver using ball stone, which is a ball spray toner, and the
crop preserver is pretty nice. I rub it on my balls sometimes.
Which is disposable shaving mesh. And if you go and use the special code Guapish, you'll get 50% off probably.
50%? Let's make it 75%, Hunter.
Let's
just
give it
make
to them for free.
I don't think we control that.
Don't forget one wipe, Charlie's butt wipes. Or is that Dollar Shave Club?
I don't know.
Wait.
This is also brought to you by Dude Wipes. No.
Okay, we need to stop. we need to stop with the ad read we're not getting paid for. So let's counter that ad read with me pointing out. I will say the first time I ever used my lawnmower 3.0, I shaved skin off my balls and I was bleeding for a couple days.
That's disgusting.
It's not 100% skin safe.
That's disgusting.
It's not idiot proof. Is what
Fair
I'm
enough.
saying.
Nothing is
Things were a
idiot
little
proof.
raw
Idiots
for a
will
while
always
after
find a
that.
way.
Be careful when you're shaving your balls out there, guys.
Yes,
And
come on,
girls.
Balls that fresh fade.
Yeah. Well.
Is shaving your head just an infinite fade?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, gamers, are we ready to move on to me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear Nico.
Let's go,
Let's hear what
Nico.
Nico's got.
Alrighty. Alright, I want to make this abundantly clear right off the bat. My script is in fact perfect, and I'll be taking 0 notes from any of you, okay?
0 notes?
I do still
I don't
appreciate
want you to
really-
take my notes.
What if it's
I
fair?
still
I will make
appreciate-
unrelated comments.
Yeah, I will still be appreciating the feedback, but it's like I'm not going to be taking any of it to heart. It's more so just like keep that air of legitimacy that I am like, you know, a reasonable guy, that sort of thing.
Fair
Yeah.
enough, fair enough.
Also,
Air.
here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Star Wars, okay? Disney has been pandering to the wrong people with this new sequel, okay? Well, with the sequel trilogy.
The Chinese, the gays, the women.
Yeah.
They forgot the gamers.
Forgot the game.
Exactly. They forgot about the. They're pandering to the wrong generation, okay?
We're a minority
They forgot
too.
about the incels that made them what they are today.
Yeah. We need more references to old Star Wars, okay? We need more Star Wars in these movies. Also,
Right.
here's the thing about Star Wars, okay? It's always been about the kids, okay? It's always been about merchandising. I'm sick of that, okay? I want this to be gritty, real. I need there to be real emotion here, especially, because typically in Star Wars, the acting is just...
Yeah.
No one
If
feels
I
like
don't
a
see
person.
full frontal nudity in the next Star Wars movie, I'm gonna scream.
Can we insert that picture of Michael Jordan that says "fuck them kids" right here? Thank you.
Yes. Sure thing. Also, since we're gonna be making it a little bit more gritty, and this is an actual war, we need war crimes, guys, okay? Can I hear a little respect for the war crimes? Let's go,
Yeah.
guys! War crimes,
I mean-
war crimes, war crimes,
War crimes, war crimes, war crimes, war crimes.
Okay.
Nice.
I mean, there were war crimes in the other ones.
Yeah, but not enough war
I
crimes.
mean,
That's
killing all the
thing.
Jedi after Order
I mean-
66 was probably a war crime.
Yeah. That was probably blowing up Alderaan was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's never treated like a war crime,
That's
though.
true.
It's treated like a wacky little...
You really gloss over it.
Over blowing up the entire
Does
planet.
Leia ever even like cry
I don't
after
think so.
seeing
She just kinda has
that? Are
a
there
shocked
any?
face? She's like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, she gets that PogChamp going, dude.
And then she's like,
She says that. Is it like before they blow it up? She's like, "There's millions of people on there," and then they blow it up. It's like,
"Back to
Okay,
normal."
anyway.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean, are we also gonna gloss over that in the 7th one they also blow up like 4 more planets simultaneously?
they blow up like 5 planets at the same time.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, they'll just kind of look at her like, hey, ain't that neat? They did that in the other Star Wars movies. You guys remember old Star Wars?
One of the planets was clearly like a city planet, like Coruscant, so there would have been maybe trillions of people on it.
Oh, most
Yeah.
likely, yes.
It's the sentiment.
Okay, war crimes.
Okay.
War crimes, fellas! Alright, so, I will also be making quite a few changes to the characters, okay? Because, like, you know, they ain't so great in this film. And I think I've made some vast improvements. First of all, we are making a casting change for good old Finn. He's now played by Will Smith, okay?
Hey,
This
nice.
is already an amazing movie. I'm with this.
I feel
Yeah.
like Will Smith will just, like, you know, add a little bit of humanity to these films that's sorely lacking.
Can someone real quick just pull up how tall John Boyega is? Because he always seems extremely short.
I got you.
Alright, cool. Second, Kylo Ren, he's kind of just an edgelord, okay? And I really want to lean a little bit more into that, because that's what the people love. We have the
He's
benefit
5'9".
of writing these in hindsight. And so, Kylo Ren now, he's just going to be like... He was pretty into Darth Vader before, but now he's just a hardcore Darth Vader fanboy, okay? That's what we
Yeah.
need him to be in this film, alright? So he can like start making quips that Darth Vader would do in the old films, you know? Like Anakin,
Darth
stuff like
Vader.
that. He'll do
Gotcha.
all the classic lines. And then Captain Phasma... What the fuck does she even do in the original movies, Tanner? What the fuck does she even do, okay?
She's just
She
better.
she gets captured in the first one and then thrown in a trash compactor, I guess. I don't. She gets killed in the second one, like after 3 hits or something.
She's treated like such an important character early on, and yet she does nothing. She does nothing in any of these films, Tanner.
Plot progression.
I hate it so much. She's gonna now. Guess what? Captain Phasma. She is now our literally strong female character. Literally powerful. She overwhelms her foes. Her armor, like, aside from the helmet, it's just broken off. It can't contain her rippling muscles, okay? She doesn't need that armor to block blaster bolts and shiz, okay? They just hit her, and they don't do anything. She's that powerful, okay?
She's a real Abby.
Jump is 5'9", by the way.
Nice.
I knew he was short.
Dude, shoddy. Feels like a melody in my head, my boy.
Hey?
Huh. Ooh. Alright, so now we have a few of those little established things. Let's get right into the film, okay, boys?
Nice.
Let's get right into it. Alright, so, the First Order, whatever they're called, they land onto the desert planet that Rey resides on, okay? They're there to hunt down Poe, because Poe is getting Luke's location. And Luke is a cool guy. Not Luke, Poe. Poe's a cool guy. He is, like, pretty normal in this film.
Ethnically ambiguous.
Yeah, I didn't really, like, change him too much. So he's just there, getting Poe's location.
Can I have one question?
Yeah, what
up? Rose, she's not in this movie, right?
No, she's in the next one.
Oh, gosh. I hate her.
Yeah. We'll have some changes to Rose, if this does well.
She's gonna be really hot, and she's only wearing a bikini.
Never mind. I'm very glad she's in the movie.
So, as the First Order lands, Kylo's there. He's barking out orders. He's just screaming at his boys, "I want you to kill them all, and not just the men, but the women and children too." And you know, Captain
And then the audience claps.
Yeah, everyone.
They all know that one.
That's just Star Wars. They said Star Wars before.
He said the thing.
And there's just a scene of them slaughtering just many people.
Exactly.
Your movie sounds like it's just gonna be like the prequel memes page.
No. Captain Phasma's also there. And she's now a sassy black woman, by the way, because she's a strong female character.
Now
she's powerful.
Yeah.
Was this Queen Latifah's playing her, or what?
Nah, Serena Williams.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
Actually, that'd be terrifying, I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly. And so, you know, as Kylo's barking out these orders, she's like, "Boy, I don't need to listen to you. I'm just gonna fucking rip their heads off and shit." Because that's how powerful she is. She can literally do that. She's like Kratos, you know?
That's
and, you know, she's like, why don't you come
And now she's played by Kratos.
Exactly. She's like, "Why don't you come help out?" Because he's just, like, standing on his little pedestal that he landed on or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, I don't like sand. That's coarse." And, oh my god. And it gets everywhere. And so, like, you know, then everyone claps again because they recognize that line. It's from Star Wars.
Yeah, it's from Star Wars.
Hey, they said that before.
Then we get a point of view perspective of Finn as, like, the people of the villagers kind of fighting back a little bit, you know? Like, a few of them. Most of them are just civilians who are getting slaughtered because of war crimes. But, yeah. So Finn's, like, having his point of view. He's breathing hard. He can't handle this. One of his friends gets shot, and he's lying down his arms, and he's staring at him. He's like, "What is this? Some kind of Star War?" And then he commits treason by going AWOL.
How hard are we going on the war crimes on these villagers? Like, are there like stormtroopers dragging women into huts, and you're like, nudge, nudge, wink, wink?
Exactly, Tanner. It's precisely that kind of stuff.
Oh my god.
You gotta get the war crimes in there, Tanner. It's what the people
One of the
came
stormtroopers drags a cow into the hut, and it's like, nudge, nudge, wink,
It's
wink.
like, hold on.
Precisely.
Space cow.
Is that how you get blue milk?
Yeah, brother. So, in all the confusion, BB-8 manages to escape. One note about BB-8, actually, 0 character changes for BB-8. He is literally exactly the same as he was in the original movie, even if the context under which he is acting out no longer makes any sense for this new film. BB-8 is just a, like, sort of... he's a paradox in the time-space continuum.
Uh-huh.
He'll be, like, you know, doing the little match thing where it's like, oh, he's doing a thumbs up in the original film, but it doesn't make sense in this new context. He's Rey's like crying and sobbing. She can't believe what she just underwent.
So let me see if I get you right. You're basically gonna rotoscope BB-8 out of the original sequels, and then just put it over your version, like to the exact same timing, so regardless of where it lands, he's doing whatever he was doing in the original at the same time.
Exactly.
Can I make one suggestion? You don't have to keep it, but it's just a suggestion.
Yeah, what up?
Can BB-8 be voiced by Jack Black?
No.
Fair enough.
I told you right from the offset, BB-8 is perfect, nothing changes with him.
Fair enough.
That's his character.
Can we put Jack Black in the movie anyways?
Yes.
I think I can find somewhere to place him.
That's Rose.
No. Jack Black could be Poe.
Wait. Ooh.
Alright, I said like right from the offset that I would not be making any changes. I think we can make Jack Black Poe. Why not?
Yeah!
He's just a good actor, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's doing like a slightly Spanish accent.
Yeah, exactly.
He's making his weird faces all the time, but it's great.
Alright, so BB-8 manages to escape because he's just rolling around at the speed of sound and stuff. He eventually meets Rey, and Rey now has a personality. Also, we're replacing Rey with the actress from Rogue One because I think she's way more attractive. And
I would disagree.
Interesting. Okay, hold on. Let me look. Keep going. I'm looking up these actors. I'm seeing if you're right about this.
Okay.
It's a close call, but... Please continue.
Yeah, you know.
I thought they were the same people at one point.
Fair enough.
You would do them.
Whatever.
They all look the same to you.
Sure.
All these brunette women.
Sure.
So, yeah, in this new canon, Rey was in fact raised by Jawas on this desert planet. This doesn't really play much of a role in the story. It's just a fun little, like, little Easter egg that you could pick up on. Because you'd, like, notice that she's wearing a hood and she has glowing eyes and stuff. And so, you know, after that, we just cut right back to the Death Star, or whatever it's called. A Star Destroyer? Some shit like that. Where, like, you know, the First Order, they retreated, they captured Poe, and Phasma's doing him a little interrogation. And she just can't break through to him. Her rippling muscles, they just can't break the recesses of his mind, the prison that is his mind. And so she walks out and she's like, this is tough. Hey, Kylo Ren, you want to take care of these negotiations? To which Kylo replies with, I'm a master of aggressive negotiations. And the Phasma says, what? What do you mean? What kind of negotiations is that? And Kylo says, well, it's negotiations with a lightsaber. That's another line from the old Star Wars movies, guys! Star Wars, do you remember Star Wars?
Woohoo!
And so yeah, he does a little interrogation, and you know, Poe tells him everything, because like, Poe can't handle it. He's breaking down right now. Jack Black wasn't prepared for this kind of stuff.
Jack Black would be great in that scene right there, let me tell you.
Yeah, he'd be sobbing. He couldn't handle it. Tanner, have you gotten a consensus on who is hotter? Is Tanner even still here?
It's definitely Rey.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with Nico.
Really?
There we go.
All right.
Yeah. I posted my reason why, but
Where?
There we go. Attaboy.
in
Okay.
general chat.
You see?
You know what? I might be swayed.
Yeah. Alright, let's go, gamers. So then, Finn, he's just kind of run through the desert because he, like, you know, he went AWOL stuff. I forget what exactly the words I used were. He commits treason, that's what it was.
Yeah.
He's run through the desert.
Well, he said he commits treason by committing AWOL.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
So he still started out as a stormtrooper, right?
Yes.
Correct.
He did.
Right.
Yeah. So he decides to take refuge in a busted-up Star Destroyer that's laying on this planet, because, like, you know, that's how Rey makes her living, guys. Do you remember? She goes, she takes apart Star Destroyers, and the people see it. It's like, that's a Star Destroyer! That's from Star Wars! So he's in there. Rey comes by to scrounge up some parts, and they meet each other. They lock eyes. And the very moment they meet each other, they know there's a connection there, okay?
Come on,
this is not some sort of love connection.
Oh, dang it.
No. They realize that there's something between them, though. Like, there's some sort of a force drawing them together.
She's racist.
And it just... it just causes them to burst out into song. They start elaborating on their whole backstories. They know everything about each other. It's very Les Mis style, so it's not like some sort of song and dance thing. It's, like, very dramatic, you know? Very beautiful. And so, yeah, they now understand everything about each other. There's no fucking dumb thing about, like, Finn trying to hide that he was a stormtrooper or whatever. He just goes right out and says it in song, of course. And so after this, they're like, oh, well, Yeah, so BB-8's a thing. He's got, like, the map to Luke or whatever. Let's go get him over to them rebels, why don't we? So that's what they do. They go back to get BB-8. And BB-8's like, hey, stormtroopers are hunting us down because for whatever reason Rey can understand them, because Star Wars. And then, you know, the moment that happens, stormtroopers just come in, they start carpet bombing the whole village that Rey used to live in, okay? Gosh. Everything's blowing up. Rey's seeing everyone she used to know and love just die around her.
Nice.
It's a great time. We gotta cram as many war crimes as we can. These civilians are hopeless, okay? Then, like, you know, our heroes hop in a Millennium Falcon, which is just there because Star Wars, and they take off, okay? And so, you know, this is the part where, like, Rey's breaking down crying because everyone she knows and loves died, and BB-8 gives her a thumbs up. And then, you know, the ship gets abducted by another ship. And who was on that ship, boys?
Han Solo?
Yeah! Don't remember. Han Solo and Chewie are on the ship. And so, Chewie, he now has his whole family from the Star Wars Christmas special on the ship with him. Because why would he leave them behind? Come on, he's a family guy. So, Han Solo, he's a little different in this film, okay, guys? He's a little different. So, the moment he sees Finn, he's like, oh, my baby boy, he's finally back to me. My little lad, what's his name? Kylo Ren or something like that, my baby boy. And so, while he's like palling it up with Finn, Chewie explains to Rey, because she can also understand Chewie for some reason. He's like, okay, look, so he's really broken up about his son, like leaving the whole family and stuff. So he just kind of perceives any male as his son at this point, and he's just trying to reconnect. You know, that's all there is.
So this is just like a dementiaed out Harrison Ford.
Exactly, because he's old.
Beautiful.
And in this version, we don't get, like, the random people hopping aboard the ship and, like, the big monsters crawling around, because, like, who can bother, okay? This is Star Wars, this ain't no Alien. And so the group decides to set sail for Takodana, or whatever that planet's called, the little orange frog lady lives on. And they decide to go there, and guess what? It's the Cantina planet now, boys. It's nothing but bars miles around, okay? Nice. The entire planet is literally made up of cantinas. While they're there, the Cantina theme is just busting the entire time, okay? You cannot escape it. It is everywhere around you.
Question.
Yeah.
Does each cantina they enter have, like, a different style of the cantina theme? Like, one's doing, like, a reggae version, the other's doing, like, a techno or something fun like that?
No, so it's like, the Cantina band themselves is, like, harbored deep inside the planet, and they're just playing, like, over the speakers that encompasses everywhere, like, every single different cantina in the entire planet. That's gotcha. The sort of thing that's going on here.
It's just alternative rock.
Yeah, exactly.
How many times do we hear the word McClunky?
You're like, is this 3 doors down? What's going on?
Yeah, so, like, for whatever reason, aside from the orange lady, the people on this planet can only say McClunky for some reason. It's really weird. No one knows how it started. It's just kind of their thing.
McClunky.
So, yeah, as they're there, Rey sees, like, a lightsaber hanging up on the wall that it says Luke's lightsaber on it. And she's like, oh, that's weird.
It's got its name
It's got like a name.
like Andy.
Yeah, exactly. So she's like, huh, that's strange. I'm gonna feel that up real quick here. And then she starts, like, having seizures and going into shock. She's getting all these, like, weird visions and whatever. And so, you know, while this is happening, the Resistance, they figure out where these people are at, because Kylo Ren and Rey, they share a psychic connection through the Force or whatever, which is established later, but I'm doing it now in this movie, so it feels more grounded and normal.
Okay.
And so, like, yeah, during all her visions where she gets all this weird stuff going on, she sees visions of all the cool-ass stuff that's gonna happen in this movie later. Kylo Ren is like, oh, I found you. I see you got BB-8 there. And so, yeah, the First Order decides to crash through the roof of the Cantina planet. They're just, like, decimating everybody, okay? All these poor Cantina men, they're just dying. They're screaming McClunky from the top of their lungs. They don't understand. And then the man himself appears. The man himself, the traitor guy, who screams traitor at the top of his lungs from the original movie. He's here now. He's just, like, barreling through all these walls like the armored Titan in Attack on Titan in the first episode, where he's just busting through them all. He's just busting through the walls of his cantina, screaming traitor at the top of his lungs, hunting down Finn.
Dude, he busted.
Yeah, exactly. He's like the Nemesis from Resident Evil 3, but he's hunting down Finn. Instead of saying stars, he yells traitor. That's the sort of vibe I'm going for here.
Bruh.
And so yeah, Ray's having
Does he is he wearing like a stormtrooper suit of armor that looks like the Hulk Buster for Iron Man?
Yeah, precisely. And so Ray's still like seasoned out right here, having all the visions and such. And so Finn he realizes that he can no longer hide from the horrors that are war. And so he just like grabs Ray's lightsaber that she's holding that was once Luke's, and he decides to fight. He fights against the traitor man. And so while this is happening, do the whole link with Kylo and Rey, he starts looking for her because he wants to capture her.
Just to be clear, so Finn's automatically very good with a lightsaber because Star Wars, right?
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
Because Star Wars.
Fair enough.
He needs to be good so we can cash in on some merchandise of Finn holding a lightsaber.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so yeah. Phasma's also there because she's an important character now, and she's asking Kylo Ren, like, how are we supposed to find Rey in this whole bloodbath? It's just chaos. People are dying, screaming McClunky. There's this cantina theme blaring. No, we can't really hear anything. And so
Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
What up with that?
Kylo, what are you gonna do here? And he replies to her, well, I'm gonna find her using my magnetic charm, of course. That's also a Star Wars reference, guys, from the prequels. Anakin says that about the Queen Lady.
Oh
Let's
my
go,
gosh.
Gators.
I literally don't even remember that one.
That's a very, very niche poll, but
I just looked up a list of top 25 Anakin Skywalker quotes.
there you go.
That was on the list.
Okay, sure.
So yeah, Rey ends up awakening soon hereafter, sensing Kylo's dark presence, and she decides to run away and try to keep BB-8 safe. This does not work. Kylo Ren shortly afterwards captures her. And as Finn is fighting against Traitor, it seems like he's starting to get the upper hand against him. Phasma just comes in, crushes Traitor's skull between her hands to like really
Between
show
her
off.
thighs.
Exactly, between her thighs, she just like jumps on top of him and crushes him.
Man, I wish I was.
Exactly. She seems to like show like just how powerful she is. And so she's getting ready to kill Finn, but then Kylo's like, hey yo, we got Rey, let's bounce. So yeah, they all start leaving there. As the First Order is starting to leave, the Resistance ships crash down, and they just start lighting the place up, taking care of any remaining survivors, you know? People are still screaming clunky. You know, it's fighting symbolism right there. The Resistance, they ain't doing so good either. They're also the bad guys. That's the point of this whole scene. So yeah, we also learn, here's another casting change. Carrie Fisher, now just CGI Carrie Fisher, okay?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's who Leia's played by now. And so, yeah, you know, Finn decides, you know what? I'll go with the Resistance, why not? CGI Carrie Fisher seems like a cool lady. And, yeah, at the Resistance base is where they meet up with CP3O and Han Solo, who, never mind, they're already with Han Solo. Han Solo just thinks that CP3O is his son now, instead of Finn. And so, you know, after that, Leia starts looking towards Han longingly, because she's like, that's the man who I once loved, but now he's geriatric, and I just can't connect with him anymore. And yeah, Poe's just here, because he survived somehow. How does he survive in the original movies? Who knows? He doesn't have to survive here. They didn't put any effort into figuring out how he survived, so why should I? This is where we find out that R2-D2's been lying dormant ever since, like, Luke did something to him. Like, right before Luke left, he apparently did some force link to him that just shut R2-D2 down, and we don't know why. But CP3 seems like a little peeved off about that. He's like, oh man, my boy's gone. And then shortly after there, Rey wakes up, and Kylo Ren is just, like, trying to... So she's, like, on the, like, operating table or whatever thing that she's in the original film, where they're, like, gonna interrogate her or whatever. And she just sees, like, Kylo Ren in the corner, like, as she's, like, waking up all groggily. And he's just, like, trying to pump himself up to, like, cut off his hand. He's like, Darth Vader did it. His hand got cut off or whatever. I need to do it too, but he can't do it. This might seem as though it's played for laughs, but it's not. It's a very serious moment in the film. Because you see just how broken Kylo Ren is.
I forget, did we recast Kylo Ren, or is it still Ben?
Yeah, it's still whatever his name is.
Ben Affleck?
Adam Driver.
Yeah, Adam Driver, that's the one. So yeah, it's still him, don't you worry. And you know, as Rey sees this, Kylo's like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna like interrogate you now or whatever. And Kylo Ren's, not Kylo Ren, Rey's just like, ha, you pussy, you didn't even like burn your face like Mr. Darth Vader did. You're just a poser. And this really bums out Kylo Ren. So he like starts sobbing a little bit and just leaves. And this is where we meet Big Palpatine.
Big Palpatine.
Yeah, so we replace Snoke with just a larger Palpatine now.
Nice.
Nice.
Snoke doesn't really do anything in the original movie, so Palpatine's not gonna really do anything either in this one. He's just like, Kylo Ren, fucking stop being a pussy or whatever. And that's it for that.
Just cut your hand off, bitch.
Yeah. And yeah, so we meet Big Palpatine. Then the boys, they decide, you know what? We're gonna go save Rey from the big Death Star, because the big Death Star is a thing now. Because you remember the original Death Star? Now it's bigger. Because Star Wars, you guys remember Star Wars gamers?
Well, it's not even a planet or anything. It's literally just a Death Star, but larger.
Yes, exactly.
This is a very long movie.
It is a very long movie. Tears gonna be even longer.
Is
okay?
this gonna be a two-parter?
You better strap in. No.
This is gonna be like a 4-hour movie.
I mean, this is all spanning the original movie so far. I haven't really made any changes to the general plot.
Is there really all of it in there?
Yes, the original movie is very long.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't Force Awakens like 2.5 hours?
Yeah, something like that.
Jamie, get on it.
Right.
How long is Force Awakens?
How long is my penis?
How long is it?
3.5.
How long could it be?
3.5?
Oh,
Tree
the
Fitty?
movie? Give me a second.
That's right.
2 hours and 15 minutes.
Woohoo!
So,
That's a film right there.
yeah.
Ridiculous.
Ooh, no. So yeah, the boys are getting to the planet, the big Death Star, because they're like, hey, we gotta get Rey. So, you know, the planet Death Star, it does have like a big shield around it, so they gotta like warp in through or whatever. It's not too big of a deal. They end up finding a...
It's so not big of a deal that you wonder why they did it at all.
Yeah, exactly. They end up finding Captain Phasma because, like, okay, let's see. We gotta shut down the shield, and we also gotta find Rey. Captain Phasma should be able to help us with both of those. We're gonna try and beat her up, capture her. They can't do it, though. She's too strong. She's literally a strong female character.
In blood.
She just pummels them endlessly. And while this is all happening, like, off in the distance, like, a door opens up and Kylo Ren's just, like, crying as he's walking away. And Han sees us and he's like, my boy. My boy. He starts running to him. As fast as he can anyway, because he's old, so it takes him a while. And this, like, really puts Finn down, because he's like, oh, man. Without Han Solo, now we're just up against, like, Phasma on our own. Dang it. If only we could, like, somehow shut down that shield. And then we could, like, get all of our forces in here, and we can have a fair fight. And he's saying all this out loud. And Phasma... She gets a little tingled by the prospect of having more people to fight. So she's like, oh... Y'all are trying to get your boys in here, eh? Okay, I'll just shut down the shield on my own. That sounds like a good time. So she shuts it down. And just like all the people start pouring in, but Captain Phasma's on it. She just jumps out on her own to just like start swatting away all these TIE fighters and stuff. Like flies are nothing to her. Okay, she's a strong female character.
Why
the TIE fighters? You mean the X-wings?
Like, sure, whatever. Sure, whatever they are. The resistance.
She doesn't care. She's got the blood rage. She's swatting anything at her.
She's kind of sitting
an enemy to her.
Did you mention anything about Chewbacca? What's going... Is he in this?
Yeah, I mean, he's there. Chewbacca's family, they were on the Millennium Falcon with everybody, because, you know, he's a family guy or whatever.
I'm just waiting until his whole family gets slaughtered, which I assume is later.
Oh, it may happen. We'll see. So yeah, Han is going after Kylo, and after that, they meet up. And Kylo's like, oh, I've met you on this bridge, Father. You know, normally, Darth Vader would cut off his son's hand or whatever at this part. But I'm your son. So that can't happen, and it causes this conflict in his mind because Darth Vader never met his father. What's Darth Vader supposed to do when he meets his father? What's the course of action that Darth Vader would do in this situation? He can't figure it out, and he just starts swinging his lightsaber wildly as Han tries to go in for a hug. He accidentally kills Han Solo right here, and Chewbacca sees it, and Chewbacca cries a single tear as it runs down his face. And then everyone plants some explosives and blows up the planet.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, the planet blows up, and everyone manages to escape. You did it, gamers. Everyone is safe. After that, Rey and Chewbacca decide to go and meet up with Luke Skywalker.
You know what?
What up?
How did Phasma survive getting blown up on the Mega Death Star?
Because she's a strong female character.
How did Kylo Ren get away from that?
Because they needed to get more merchandise, Tanner. They couldn't let their characters die that early on.
I'm
Come
gonna be
on,
honest,
man.
I forgot Captain Phasma was a character.
Everyone did.
They threw Captain Phasma in a trash compactor in the base, and yet she got out and was able to board a ship and fly away in time?
Yeah.
Don't worry, boys. There's still a little bit more of this movie. Just a smidge more.
Okay.
When they're back at the Resistance base, Finn is like, hey, I want to give you Luke's lightsaber for when you meet him. And Rey's like, no way, King. You hang on to it. I won't be needing it. Rey and Chewbacca, they jet off to find Luke. And then the credits roll. However, there's an after-credit scene. Alright, so...
Why is Chewbacca going with Rey?
he actually goes with her in the original movie, too.
Yeah, I know, but why does he?
I don't know. Yeah. He's with his family. His family stays on the Resistance planet. You'll find out why.
Okay.
So, here's what happens in the after credit scene. It's the dead of night in the Resistance base, okay? And Finn starts hearing something. He starts hearing a voice speak to him. It's whispering in his ear. It's a little familiar, but he can't quite place it. It starts telling him, use Luke's lightsaber to cut open R2-D2. And so Finn, he starts walking the halls. He starts going towards R2-D2. He's like, I guess I gotta do it. I gotta cut open R2-D2. And as he's walking over there, he starts hearing the voice speaking to him a little bit more. It's telling him, it's a beautiful day outside. Birds are singing, flowers are blooming. On days like these, kids like you. And it just keeps repeating that over and over again. As he looms closer to R2-D2, he takes the lightsaber and he just swipes it. He cuts R2-D2 right in half, right down the middle. And when he does that, bones start pouring out. A full-on skeleton comes out of R2-D2, okay? And then the voice, he sees out of the corner of his eye, red lights, red eyes shining through the darkness. And it steps out, it's C-3PO. He's there. And he finishes the sentence he's been saying to him all along. He was the voice speaking to him. He says, on days like these, kids like you should be burning in hell. And just then, the familiar whirring of R2-D2, the noises that it makes, the whatever it does, it starts to focus a little more, as if it was just radio stacked this entire time, as if that's not the real sound R2-D2 was trying to make, and it starts getting a little bit more refined, and the bones, they start jiggling, and you start to hear it, you begin to make out what exactly this noise is, and you hear it just as the screen goes black. Da-da-da-da. The end. It was Sans Undertale and R2-D2 all along, boys.
Jeez.
The end.
Until next time.
Exactly, until next time.
I can't wait to see how that part ties into episode 8.
Oh, episode 8 is gonna be a fun one, boys. Just you wait.
I don't know if I have words to express my feelings towards that.
Good job.
Yeah, very creative.
In case you're unaware, C-3PO is in fact Papyrus as well.
His name is C-3PO, for one.
That's the one. He's also Papyrus.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Does that make Finn Undertale?
Yeah, Finn is Undertale.
What's the fucker's name?
It's Frisk.
Frisk.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a very avant-garde film. I really enjoy all the recasts.
Yeah, of course, dude.
I think Serena Williams as Phasma is a fantastic idea. I posted some pics of her thighs when you mentioned her crushing
Oh, did you?
Trader between her thighs.
Oh, look at that.
They're pretty
She has
impressive.
quite large thighs.
She does a lot of running. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dylan, you didn't know about the Star Wars Christmas special and how you
No.
meet Chewbacca's family?
On Life Day?
No.
You've never heard of that?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Life Day's the best holiday.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
In the universe, even. Okay, so I give Nico a solid 8 out of 10.
Oh,
Hey,
wait,
that's
we're
better than the
rating
original
people.
film.
Wait, what did Hunter and I get?
Yeah, that's a great. You
4.
just started this rating system.
4 out of 5.
Hunter got an 8 out
Let's
of
go.
10. And Dylan got an 8. Nah, he got 9 out of 10.
There we
Fucking
go.
go!
Racist. Is it because I'm part African? Sure.
It's because I'm part African.
Dylan.
We got it,
It's
boys!
okay, most people don't know that either.
Yeah, you wouldn't know by looking at me.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Black where it counts, am I right, guys? Huh?
Exactly.
Anyways.
Hey.
Are you guys ready?
I think so.
Are you guys prepared for my Star Wars Episode 7 rewrite?
I'm feeling a little ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, give me a second.
So,
Give me a second.
I'm at like half chub so far.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get that bad boy
Wait,
to full mass.
I'm gonna get you to full
I'm
chop.
fully
Oh,
erect now,
boy.
let's do it.
I'm gonna get Hunter soft and Nico all the way hard.
There we go.
I have ED, so it's not
Okay,
that.
so this is my movie's opening scroll. Da, 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 da. A galaxy in conflict. Civil war has broken out following the destruction of the second Death Star between Alliance-aligned star systems and systems that remained loyal to the Empire. 10 years into the new conflict, the two sides find themselves at an uneasy stalemate. Leading the new Empire is Wilholf Tarkin, who escaped the destruction of the first Death Star. Believing the failure of the Empire to be due to the meddling of Force users, Emperor Tarkin has vowed to rid the galaxy of both the Jedi and the Sith. Having discovered the new locations of the temples where young Force users are taught, the new Empire launches a deadly joint assault.
Wait, so to start this off, Tarkin is now the Emperor. And is
Yeah.
it still CGI Tarkin?
Yeah, I guess it would have to be.
You can do practical effects for him.
Yeah. Or maybe just cast a different actor. Probably do that. That's more
I'm
respectful,
gonna need
frankly.
to know the actor.
Yeah. Tarkin is the only, like, this character isn't actually dead retcon I'm allowing myself.
Okay.
Just because Tarkin's... I like Tarkin, he's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Tarkin's a cool guy.
So here we go, Act 1 of the movie.
Yes.
We start out on a lush green planet. It's sunny. There's sounds of animals all over the place. Jutting out of the forest is a series of white stone structures. In the center of the structures is a massive statue of Luke Skywalker. We see classes of younglings training, using the Force, using lightsabers, learning in classrooms. This is clearly like a new Jedi
So
temple.
you went straight for the 10-year leap.
Yeah. I mean, between 6 and 7 is 30 years, so... Yeah. That's why Leia and
Yeah, like-
Han are
That
old.
would,
Yeah, they're
that would
all-
make sense.
It takes place immediately after, and they just got really old for no reason.
Time works different in
weird
space.
stuff,
Theory of relativity.
You know, because Star Wars.
There was a lot of radiation coming off the Death Star when it exploded. I don't know. But yeah. We reach an obstacle course where a young girl is about to run it. This is Rey.
Ooh.
I decided to, instead of having her be inexplicably good at everything, she's actually training.
That's a good idea.
She races through the course, effortlessly clearing every obstacle. She crosses the finish line and celebrates by pointing at another student and saying, "Another course record, take that." And then off screen, we hear a woman's voice say, "Now, Rey, I know you're my most talented student, but humility is a virtue of the Jedi." And then we see that the woman speaking is Leia. She's in like Jedi garb.
What?
Huh.
She's wearing Jedi stuff. She looks Jedi-ish. Rey and Leia, they're having like a little student-teacher conversation. You know, Rey's like, "Oh, I'm not bragging or nothing. I'm just real good," or who cares? Whatever. This is filler.
That's exactly what she sounds like.
I'm a star pupil. When Leia suddenly gets an intense look on her face, she reaches out through the Force and speaks directly into the minds of all the students. So she's got like Force telepathy. Like Leia's basically the idea for her is like she went through the training and she's now a crazy powerful Jedi. She doesn't really use lightsabers, but she's wicked with the Force, bruh. Yeah, she reaches into the minds of all students and says, "Everyone, get inside the temple now." And then she grabs Rey's hand and they start running towards the main structure. Rey starts to ask what's happening when we suddenly hear a terrifying screeching sound. Rey looks to the sky and TIE fighters suddenly break through the cloud cover. So basically, like, she had like Force premonition. She saw that they were about to be attacked, and then telepathy. So you're like, whoa, she's like crazy powerful, dude. The fighters start flying over the temple and dropping bombs. They're just carpet bombing this Jedi temple. Right before the bombs start landing, Rey and Leia make it to the temple. They make it into a communication room. Leia gets on a communicator and sends out a message. This is Jedi Master Leia Organa calling out to Alliance forces. The Jedi Temple on New Alderaan is under attack by New Empire forces and we require immediate assistance. She hears back, "This is Alliance Control. We read you loud and clear. Our closest fleet is 3 star systems away. Seek shelter and wait for our forces." Leia then says through the Force, "Barricade the entrance and prepare to defend yourselves." A bunch of like Imperial troop transport ships land, their bay doors open, and scores of stormtroopers march out. These troopers seem much more heavily armored than we're used to, and they all bear a crest that looks like a lightsaber broken in two. So the idea is that these are like a special detachment of stormtroopers specifically meant to kill like Sith
Just
and
their
Jedi.
anti-Jedi.
Yeah, they're anti-Jedi. Or anti-Force, or whatever you want to call them. Emerging last from the transport is an imposing trooper in chrome armor. So this is Phasma. I try to make her a bit cooler by having her be like the leader of these anti-Jedi people. Yeah. Troopers break through the barricade and a battle ensues between the two sides. The troopers have all kinds of like crazy anti-Jedi tech, like noise emitters to break their concentration so they can't use the Force and stuff like that. And they got like, I don't know, they got like basically swords that are made out of that special anti-lightsaber metal.
Gotcha.
You know the kind.
Yeah.
Star Wars stuff. Yeah. And they're also like clearly winning because most of the people in the temple are largely untrained, like children.
Yeah, of course.
Well, like the children aren't fighting, but like the teens and like some of the adults are trying to fight, but it's not looking good. Leia calmly walks into battle and shows off an incredible display of force power by pushing all of them back out the door. She then instructs her students to retreat further into the temple while she holds them off. Rey tries to reach her master, but is held back by the students running away. She makes it to the door in time to see both Leia and the troopers unleash their full might. So Leia's just like throwing rubble around. She's like catching, fucking blaster bolts in the air and sending them back, all kinds of crazy stuff. But they're just dumping blaster fire into her. Although she makes a valiant effort, a blaster bolt is able to get through her defenses, breaking her concentration, and she is brutally executed. Ooh. So yeah, she gets basically shot into blood mist.
That's sick.
Rey cries out before running into the temple. Yeah, mine's very. This opening act is dark.
I like to hear it, my guy.
Yeah, Rey cries out before running into the temple. Troopers go room by room, finishing off anyone they find. A trooper happens upon a youngling and raises his blaster but hesitates. And then Phasma comes in. FN2187 has your blaster jammed, no commander, then finish the target. FN2187 continues to hesitate. You were trained to eliminate force users. This is a force user. Eliminate it. He waits another second before firing. Report back to the transport, Phasma says dismissively before walking away. So this is Finn. This is what causes him to decide to turn.
Gotcha.
Finn's blaster drops to his side as he stands next to the girl's body. Rey is hiding high above when more troopers... So she's hiding in like a rafter or something. I don't know. I don't know what Jedi temples look like. When more troopers arrive to search the room, right as they're about to gaze at her, they receive a transmission. An Alliance fleet has entered the system. All forces pull back. The troopers leave in a hurry. Rey drops from her hiding spot and begins walking through the temple towards the front entrance. There is carnage everywhere. Furniture and papers are strewn everywhere, and worse yet, the bodies of her fellow students lay all over the place. She reaches the front entrance just as an Alliance transport lands. We hear an Alliance soldier say, "Get her to medevac, search this place for survivors," as the screen fades to black.
And that was it.
That was the whole. It's a short
for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
10 out of 10, Tanner. Anything added will take 10 points off of that 10.
Oh well. I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
Oh no.
We then open to the sound of thunder as a set of black boots hurriedly marches through a dark corridor. We pan up this figure and see that he is clothed in black robes and wears a mask over his face. So this is Kylo Ren.
Oh, never mind.
Is that Vader?
Yeah. The figure arrives in a large room and sees a man in a robe and like the Star Wars classic like desert hobo style clothing.
Oh, yes.
In front of the man is a young child. Step away from the child, Kylo Ren says while igniting a red lightsaber with handguards. The mysterious man turns to face the Sith and reveals he has 2 lightsabers of his own. Just then, there is a series of lightning strikes revealing the room. We see dozens of bodies behind the man, and along the back wall are massive statues, including ones of the Emperor and Darth Vader. So, this was kind of a fake out from the opening scroll, because I just said that the Empire had found the temples for Force users. Specifically, they found the new Jedi Temple and the new Sith Temple, and they're attacking both of them.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, during this, the mysterious man ignites his lightsabers, which he's holding backwards, plunging the blade into the youngling.
What colors are these lightsabers, just for context?
Probably one green and one blue.
Okay.
They're definitely not the same color, I know for a fact.
Alright.
You'll die for that, shouts Kylo Ren as he charges forward. The two clash. At first they seem evenly matched, but slowly becomes apparent that the mysterious man is a more agile and skilled duelist. Just as defeat for Kylo Ren seems imminent, the nearby wall is blown open. You see like a transport ship outside, and you see one of the Knights of Ren, and they say, "Master, we have to leave." While the mysterious man is distracted, Kylo Ren takes the opportunity to force push him away and jump into the transport. They're flying away, and the knight says, "Who was that, Master?" "I'm not sure." As the transport flies away, the guy with the 2 lightsabers is standing by the hole, and we see that he has heterochromatic eyes. One of his eyes is a brilliant blue, and the other one is the dark yellow color of the Sith.
Boo!
And it's like raining outside, so like his hood gets blown off, and people who have played Force Unleashed recognize that this is Starkiller.
What?
Yeah. He's here. I heavily debated adding him to
is
my
this
story,
canon?
but in the end I felt like Sans would be better.
I just wanted an excuse to make Starkiller canon. But yeah, so one of the big themes of my movie is going to be like balance.
Oh, it's not just slaughtering kids.
Yeah. I don't think there's any more slaughtering kids in the rest of the script.
They're gonna be
Anyway,
transitioning to slaughtering old people to balance it out.
Yeah. So that was Act 1. So that's where that leaves off. The 2 temples have been destroyed. In Act 2, we're on the Alliance flagship with Rey. She walks into the command room. We need to go after that fleet, she says to the commander. The commander says, we're not equipped for a full-scale battle, not without costly losses. We've already taken on costly losses. Even more reason to not foolhardily engage. Rey storms off angrily. Meanwhile, on the Imperial flagship, Finn has walked into a corridor, takes off his helmet, and is panicking. Phasma approaches him and says, FN-2187, you're to report to Psych Lab for analysis immediately. Finn puts his helmet back on. Yes, Commander. He starts walking away and walks right past the hangar. He sees a pilot walk away from his fighter, leaving it unsupervised. Finn takes a look around and then starts walking towards the fighter. When he reaches the craft, he quickly climbs aboard and begins powering it up. The control tower starts calling over the intercom, Pilot TF-1332. You are not cleared for takeoff. Power down immediately. Finn then launches the ship and zips out of the hangar bay. We then cut to Kylo Ren on the transport he boarded to escape from the Sith Temple. What do we do now, Master? The temple is gone. We're going to gather all of my knights, and then we're going to exact our revenge. I'll set a course for the nearest of our brothers. Kylo's ship then jumps out of hyperspace over a massive asteroid covered in mining equipment. There's an Imperial transport there already. We may be too late, Master. Set it down next to that transport. We'll see for ourselves and make sure they don't leave this place. So they're going through this like mined out asteroid. It's got heavy Dead Space vibes. This feels kind of like a horror movie. This part.
I have one question. So Rey is just she's just introduced as
yeah, she's like one of Leia's students, and she just happens to be the only one that survived the attack on the temple.
Oh wait, yep, gotcha. Okay.
They make their way through the station, not spotting a single living being. Eventually, they see a dead stormtrooper with burn marks across his armor. They round the corner, the body is near, and see a path of dead stormtroopers. They follow the hallway door to door. Kylo waves his hand, opening... what? They follow... Oh, they follow the hallway to a door, so that it ends in a door. Kylo waves his hand, opening the door, revealing one of the Knights of Ren. Master, what are you doing here? I have a lot to tell you. Come on, we need to get going. What about this youngling, Master? The knight indicates a child shuddering in the corner. His powers haven't awakened yet. He'll be safer here. The knights walk away, leaving the child. We're back on the Alliance ship. Rey walks back into the command center. And she says to the commander, where are we headed? The commander says, back to Alliance HQ. They'll want your report on the attack. Rey says, what's there to report? They attacked and now no one's left. Just then, an SOS signal comes through. This is Stormtrooper FN-2187. I request immediate Alliance assistance. I have information valuable to the Alliance and am under attack. Rey says we should go help him. The commander says it's a trap. So that's a they say that in the Star Wars, and the people in the theater clap. Yeah. And then Rey says, you don't know that. It's worth the risk. Getting some intel from a rank-and-file stormtrooper is not worth risking this fleet. Rey storms out of the command center again and starts marching down the corridor. She hears someone say, hey you, girl in the robes, says a young, ethnically ambiguous man. This is Poe.
Is he played for Jack Black?
Nah, I imagine these are all the same actors.
Maybe like a Chris Pratt.
No, I want him to be...
Is that too hot?
Ethnically ambiguous.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Chris Pratt is quite possibly the least ethnically ambiguous actor out there right now. Anyway, Rey says, what do you want? Poe says, I heard you talking about going after that defector. I think I may be able to help you. Cuts to them on a ship. Alright, we're just going to borrow this ship and go get him. Rey asks by ourselves? And then Poe says, I've got a friend already on board. They board the ship, and there's a tall droid made out of various Trade Federation droid parts. So this is like a combat droid that has just been cobbled together out of like battle droid, super battle droid, commando battle droid, and droidica parts.
Nice.
Ray asks, "What is this thing?" And then Poe says, "This is Roger." And then Roger says, "Roger." It's like a fun little thing.
Gotcha. That's his shtick.
Yeah. They do that every time he gets introduced to someone. Ray says, "How is this thing supposed to help us?" Poe says, "Roger, what is your primary objective?" And Roger says, "Eliminate clone troopers." Ray says, "How does that help us?" And then Poe just kind of sighs and he says, "Stormtroopers look like clone troopers, okay?" And then Ray says, "Whatever, let's just go."
Fair enough.
Yeah. They're flying along, heading towards the last location of Finn's transmission. They then receive a new transmission. "This is FN 2187 Mayday. I've been shot down and am crash landing on a planet located at 342 Delta. Request immediate assistance."
I do have one question now. How is he communicating with the Republic fleet?
He's in a TIE fighter. He's just sending out a radio signal.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Wait, why wouldn't that?
I feel like they
have
have decoded separate servers that they use their communications on, but I guess they could probably hear general stuff too.
Yeah, what would be the point of not being able to just send out messages in general? During that transmission, we cut to Finn as his ship is spinning wildly out of control towards the ground. He crash lands in a marsh and climbs out of the ship as TIE fighters fly overhead. He starts running away as the fighters blow up his ship. Hold on, I gotta take a drink of water real quick.
That's okay, Tanner. When I was doing my part, I was constantly taking drinks of water.
I couldn't tell.
Wow, I couldn't even tell.
Right? I'm so good, dude.
He's running through the marsh and we hear the sound of troopers marching after him. He eventually gets cornered in front of a big tree or something. As the troopers raise their blasters to take fire, they're suddenly get hit by blaster bolts from up above, upwards direction. We see Poe and Roger in a high up position firing at the troopers. Finn starts fighting with them as well. Starting here, there's like a running joke that Finn never hits any of his shots.
Comedy in Star Wars? Who has thought of such a thing?
Okay.
So you're making Finn a useless character now?
It'll come into play later.
Character
He'll eventually
development.
hit the shot and it'll be a big character moment for him.
Exactly. Okay? There's some shenanigans where Rey swoops in and saves Finn. Finn says something like, "You're a Jedi!" And Rey says, "You're a Stormtrooper." And they're both clearly like, Arkward. And then Poe says, "And I'm ready to get out of here." And then they're back on the ship. Okay. Poe says, "So what information do you have for the Alliance? I'd prefer to tell it to someone in command." Ray says, "What made you decide to run, ... Finn says, FN 2187. Ray, right, but what was your name before you joined the Empire? Finn is just kind of silent, because he doesn't remember his original name. Then Ray just says, "Well, how about we call you Finn? So Finn, what made you decide to run?" I just couldn't stand taking orders anymore." And then Poe says, "I hear that," and then like him and Roger high five or something.
Nice.
They land on the Alliance military HQ and enter the command center. The commander from the ship before says, "And where have you been?" Ray says, "Just out rescuing the stormtrooper defector." The commander says, "What? I can't believe you disobeyed a direct order. We'll have you court-martialed for this." Then you hear a gruff voice shout, "That's enough." And Han Solo steps forward. The commander says, "General Solo, sir." Yeah.
Okay.
The commander says, "General Solo, sir." Then Han says, "Shut up. Let's hear what the trooper has to say." Basic. My Han Solo in this, he's now the general of the Alliance, and he's done with everyone's shit. He's grumpy. And then Finn says, "Oh, well, sir." And then Han says, "Out with it already. I know how the Empire is finding Force users." And then smash cut. We're back on Kylo's ship, and he has all of the Knights of Ren. There's only like 4 of them or something. It's less than what's in the movie.
What, there was like 8 in the movie?
There's like 6 of them or something. 5 or 6, I don't know. Kylo says, "Our mission is simple, kill the Jedi who destroyed our temple." So he thinks that Starkiller is a Jedi because he was kind of dressed like him. One of the knights says, "How will we find a master?" And Kylo says, "A Jedi as powerful as him will be easy to find." Kylo then sits down and begins meditating. He starts seeing flashes of images before looking through Rey's eyes. So this is to hint at the connection him and Rey have. I actually like the thing in Episode 9 where they're like a Force dyad. I thought that was cool, so I'm keeping that. So even though he was trying to find Starkiller, he accidentally looks through Rey's eyes.
Does Rey understand that this is happening?
No, and he doesn't know that he's not looking through Starkiller's eyes.
Yeah.
So, and he sees the planet that the Alliance is heading towards. Kylo snaps out of his trance and says, "I know where he's heading." So that was Act 2. So, we got Rey, Poe, Finn, and Roger, and then also Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren, both heading towards the same planet, which has the thing that's allowing the Empire to track down Force users.
Yo, nice.
Jesus Christ, why is my throat so tickly?
No comment.
Just so nobody freaks out, I do have somewhere I gotta be at 12:30, so I will be hopping out of here in a little bit.
We should be done by then.
Well, I gotta be there by 12:30, so I gotta account for drive time. So
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, Act 3 is the least writing I have.
okay,
Perfect.
I literally finished this about 15 minutes before we were supposed to start.
gotcha.
So this is Act 3. Back on the Alliance ship, traveling through light speed. Poe says, "Okay, let me get this straight. On this planet, there is a device that allows the Empire to find Force users, and all we have to do is destroy that device." Finn, "Yes, that's right." Poe, "Sounds easy enough." Finn, "Well, the lab will be heavily defended both in orbit and on world." Poe, "Never been too much of a problem for me." Ha ha! General Solo then walks in. "You the ones that retrieved the trooper?" Poe says, "Yes, sir." And so, like, Poe's like in love with Han Solo. He's like, "Oh my gosh, Han Solo's so cool. I just literally want to be him." Han Solo says, "Alright, calm down, kid. We've all done rescue missions before. Here's the plan. While this fleet is engaging their orbital defenses, you 4 will sneak down to the compound, locate the device, and destroy it. Then you just come back to the ship and we all go home." Poe, "Brilliant plan as always, General." He doesn't do that, but like you can feel that sound.
He has that kind of
Yeah,
energy.
he's doing it in his mind.
Nico does it all the
They
time.
pop out of hyperspace and immediately launch into a space battle. The team goes down to the planet, they're sneaking around, and they enter a lab deep within the compound. This is like a nice planet, but that's not really important.
Okay.
They see tons of crazy machinery and a massive container with a window on it, but it's too dark to see what's inside. They find like the button that turns on the lights, and they turn on, revealing that the container is full of living creatures, animals, sentients, beings of every imaginable species are crammed in there and appear to be dissolving. They're all horrified at what they're seeing. Just then, in space, a super Star Destroyer appears. This is Emperor Tarkin's personal ship.
Gotcha. I said gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
I feel you.
Then I just write goon for this character. "Emperor, we've arrived at whatever the name of the planet is." Tarkin says, "Launch all fighters. I don't want a single ship to escaping." Poe gets a radio transmission informing him of Tarkin's arrival. Just then, a scientist walks in and they capture him and interrogate him. He reveals that because the Force is found in all living things, that if you have a sufficiently large concentration of living material, you can manipulate the Force to a limited degree, including locating nearby concentrations of Force, aka Force users.
Huh.
Ray says, we have to save them. The scientist says, it's no use. Once they've begun dissolving into pure living matter, they can't live outside the container. They shut down the machine and knock out the scientists and begin to leave. On their way out, they come across Kylo Ren and his knights. Kylo Ren says, Jedi! And they start fighting.
Who all is with Rey
Kylo
at this time?
It's Rey, Poe, Finn, and Roger.
Gotcha.
Ah.
So the battle is basically Kylo versus Rey, and then Poe, Finn, and Roger versus the Knights. I think there's only 3 Knights, so it's like a 4-and-4 thing.
They do like a rap battle or something?
Yeah, exactly. Finn's real good at it.
Yeah, they get a
One of
little
them
Friday Night Funkin' in here, dude.
Breaks a cardboard out and starts breakdancing.
Yeah. Kylo. While they're fighting, Kylo comments on how strong Rey is, but that she still has much training to do, and then asks her where her master is. Rey says, my master is dead, killed by the Empire. Kylo says, liar, I sensed him through the Force and saw this planet, he must be here with you. Rey then says, him? At some point during the battle, we cut to the scientist, and he wakes up and messages the fleet. And then Tarkin's goon is like, Emperor, one of our scientists reports the rebels have disabled the Force sensor. With them was a Jedi. We've also received reports that there are Sith there as well, fighting the rebels.
Huh.
And then Tarkin says something like, even when they should be on the same side, they can't help but fight. Pure ignorance. It'd be a shame to have to rebuild the sensor from scratch, but since there are Force users there, prepare to destroy the facility.
Whew.
And then after Rey says him, it cuts back to Tarkin's ship, and the goon is like, the facility has been targeted for orbital barrage, sir. And then Tarkin says, you may fire when ready. Because that's a classic Tarkin line.
Classic Tarkin.
And then the people in the theater are like, oh, I know that one.
Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at the TV.
Exactly. And then back on the planet, the orbital barrage begins. The facility is collapsing. The ground's like breaking up underneath them. Poe says, we've got to get out of here. Rey pushes the Knights of Ren back and they all take off. They make it to the Alliance ship and light speed away. Poe says, well, all in all, a mission well done. Rey's like, I suppose. Poe says, who is that guy anyway? And Rey says, I'm not sure, but I feel like I know him. And that's the credits.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's
I
my
won't lie.
story. What?
That was pretty good. Pretty good story.
Yeah.
Won't lie, it was pretty
I thought
fly.
it was pretty good too.
And Nico was, it was pretty good. It's pretty good.
My only issue is I'm like, if we're following the Star Wars structure, the middle of the trilogy is supposed to be the darkest, and I don't know
How to one-up child murder.
Yeah, I don't know how I can one-up Act 1 on
You're gonna have to go straight to hate
Slaughter
crimes.
the elderly, Tanner.
Okay, right. Yeah, the elderly, rape, just really dark shit.
Yeah, make an entire planet of elderly people who get massacred.
There we go.
Yeah, it's like the Florida planet or whatever, where all the elderly
Florida
people go.
Planet Florida, Planet Florida, or something like that.
Welcome to my house.
Well,
All right, gamers. I guess
guys,
it's Star
that
Wars
was,
now.
that was our episode 7 rewrites.
It's pretty good.
Honestly, I'm frankly impressed. I thought all of us came up with some pretty good ideas.
Yes,
Yeah.
all of us did indeed.
And they were all original.
It was funny, at least, Hunter.
Hey, I'm just here for it.
I
for
laughed.
you. I cried.
We will do an episode 8 rewrite at some point. It's not going to be the immediate next episode because that'd be a bit much. So we'll see you guys in a couple weeks for that.
All right.
Yeah, who knows?
So We don't have like a sign off or anything. Should we have something?
I mean, I don't know. I can always just like blast our outro here.
Right. Or I could just be like, keep guapin'.
There you go.
Keep guapin'.
Keep guapin'. Or keep it guapish.
Keep it
Bye bye.
guapish, capish.